and there you go. The first few seconds to kick off, and it's gonna be Anthony right now, just taking it over. Keep it high. Nick couldn't really reach that one, as it's gonna allow an early opportunity for OnlyTheFamily to start this one off. Now Juusk sending it to the corner. Mizi missing the clear, but nothing seems to be that much of a threat. Anthony sending it really high. And Anthony now with a shot, and just like what I've been talking about, it's just the backboard defense. It really needs to be there. Like it seems to be not existing right now, but it's definitely not the end of the world. We still got plenty of time remaining. It just like, yeah, you definitely don't want to be the one who's gonna be conceding the first goal, and special is gonna be an open net like that. But Neck with a really good timing to get that clear. Now Neck moving it high. Mizi. It's really getting the touch. Keda not even that. And now Anthony wasting all of his boost in that play, but couldn't really get anything done. Now Juusk again sending it to the backboard. Mizi putting it off to the other side. Keda could take over. Deciding to send it high. Neck for the shot, and what a passing play from Spricer Esports. That's a great showing. Spricer Esports, they really needed something to have their confidence, and there you go, a beautiful passing play from Keda. And we're tied up right now, 1-1, and this is how we want to be bouncing back, playing together as a team. Both are pushing together. Communication is definitely there, and they looked really good defensively. It's like the first chance they have their offensive play, and then manage to get something done very quickly. So I think OnlyTheFamily, they need to be a little bit careful not to give them space once they're going to be attacking. But yeah, sure, OnlyTheFamily, they're really good in the offense, but they definitely don't want to struggle defensively. Now Keda gonna have an open net goal here, and I think the defender couldn't really get to the ball as quick as possible, and there was a huge gap in the defense here. Somebody was looking forward to rotating all the way back, but couldn't really make it in time. And again, Keda finishing the work, and they get to steal the lead 2-1 on the board. And Spricer Esports, they're looking extremely good defensively. I wasn't really expecting that from them, but hey, they're looking extremely good right now, and they're definitely looking forward establishing themselves as quick as possible. And Mizi dropping it down. Not the best way to clear it. Anthony sending it high off the backboard. And Dred with a shot, but it's not going to go in. And a lot of chaos happening here. And not seeing fast clear. And Keda deciding to pass it here in the defense, but it's going to be Juusk following it up. He goes for the shot. It's going to go wide. And they're kind of lacking of boosts right now. They haven't got a decent clear in a while, but they finally break through and send it back. Now Neck off the wall, couldn't really get the read, and Mizi again. But it's gonna be Keda dunking this one in front of all the defenders as they go in 2 goals lead right now. That's a very interesting play, and 2 players were very close to the ball, and none of them seems to be able to find a way to clear it away. And I think that was a little bit of confusion and also miscommunication coming from OnlyTheFamily, which is a little bit of unusual thing to see. But right now, Spricer Esports, they know how to capitalize on these mistakes. First it was the passing play, then it was the open net, and right now also they got a dunk. So just those defensive plays, they're looking really good, and they can be able to. And there you go, and another shot right now. Keda sending it to the walls, and Mizi easy taking over. Again, they're seeing those spaces, they're seeing the weakness and the chaos in the defense for OnlyTheFamily, and they're just making the best and making the most out of these offensive plays. That's a whole new look from Spricer Esports. We haven't seen any of that in the first series they played in, but there you go. 4-1 on the board with 2 minutes remaining. Things are looking really good for them. Now, the question is, can they find a way to maintain it? Dred just capitalizing on a big mistake here. Keda can't really find a good way to win the 50. And there you go, lots of chaos happening again, but they still get the lead though, even though it's like, yeah, 2 goal difference. It's very possible, but hey, it's like a reminder that, yeah, only the family, they're still able to strike, and mizi easy with a shot on net right after the kickoff, and they take their 3 goals lead right back. mizi easy and Keda, they have been involved in plenty of offensive plays so far. It is only game 1, and 7 goals have been scored in this game, and you know, like in 3v3, that's quite a lot of goals. But that says something about Spricer Esports. Once they get to be connected in the offense, it seems like nothing could stop them. That's what I'm really liking to see. Neck, oh, with a redirect. Couldn't really find it though. That was way too close. Could have been a big highlight for this series. Now Neck, off to the corner. Keda, the good positioning, but wasn't really expecting such a high bounce. And Dred, that was very close to be a goal, but it's gonna be bouncing all the way out. So they're still gonna have their 3 goals lead. With 1 minute remaining, I think Spricer Esports, they could, you know, just focus on controlling the ball. They don't really have to go for a lot of plays. And another demolishing play happens, but they're able to get the block. That's a really good awareness, because only the family, they're always able to find ways to make these demos happen. Now Keda, forcing a 50 in the orange side. It's going to be taken over by Anthony, sending it really high. And Dred looking for a redirect, aiming for top corner, but it's going to be a little bit too wide. And now Juusk sending it high off the ceiling. Keda sending it back to Neck. Neck sends it high, and it's going to be Dred taking over again, trying to send it back to the blue side. And mizi easy sending it high, and a double commit comes in. That's going to be a little bit dangerous for only the family, as we're about to go in the last 10 seconds in the first game. Easy, just deciding to kill this one. And who expected Spricer Esports to win the first game in this series? And not only that, but look extremely good in the offense. Everything seems to be calculated. Like they had a lot of passing plays. Look at the amount of assists. Keda had 3 and Nick had 1, so that's a lot of passing plays here going on from Spricer. So like I said before, they're looking extremely good in the offense, and seems like once they click, it's just like nothing is able to stop them. So only the family. Yeah, they definitely struggled defensively this time, which was a little bit unusual. Like we haven't really seen that last time they have played, but right now, like, can Spricer Esports, can they maintain the momentum? Can they maintain those counters and those offensive plays? Or we're gonna see only the family fixing up their mistakes and improving their comms, so they could be just as dominant. And Keda sending it to mizi. mizi with a fake, but Juusk, he's able to get the not the demo, but he's able to get the bump, and that's really ruined the play. And we didn't really get to see any finishing touch. And Dred couldn't really find the pinch of the wall. It's gonna be Neck taking his time. A little bit of 1v1 situation here from Neck to Dred. Now Keda sending it high again, looking for another touch. He goes for an air dribble, but it's gonna be denied by Juusk. mizi, he's able to follow it up. Anthony sending it off to the walls. Again, it seems like Spricer, they're controlling the midfield so far. They're just keeping it locked down, not allowing any booming clear, but there you go, Dred proving me wrong, and since it's high, he goes for the shot, as mizi didn't really get a decent clear, but the shot seemed to be a little bit rushed, but they're still trying to find a way to apply the pressure, as we haven't really seen them spamming their shots on the backboard, just like how they always do it. And Anthony, interesting shot right there, but it's gonna be a little bit over the crossbar. And Dred racing toward the 50. Now Anthony sending it off to the wall. Neck trying to take control, and Anthony reading that very well. And 1-0 for only the family. It seems like They were expecting something to happen. Look at how speedy Anthony was. And there you go, with a quick punishment as they go on the lead. Anthony sending it high once again. This time mizi playing it out to the other side. Keda couldn't really find the following up touch. That's a good 50 from Nek to send it away. And mizi missing a big clear. This could be a crucial moment for them, and Anthony once again punishing them for their defensive plays. mizi, he's not able to get that clear, and I think he saw the demo was coming in the wall. It really forced him to make a play as quick as possible, even though it seems like he wanted to take his time in that play, but that left a huge gap in the defense, and there you go with Anthony just finishing the ball off for the second time. But Keda cutting the lead in half right now, and there you go, we get to see another open net goal here. Maybe everybody seems to be overcommitted, and Anthony, I don't think he read that one very well, but again, mizi, Easy, and Keda, we get to see their names being shown here after some of the scores from Spricer Esports. Keda definitely deserves the MVP already, and there you go with another goal right after the kickoff. That was a solid read, and look at how fast Keda was toward the ball, and we have a quick answer. We have a tied up game very quickly, but I think it's just those defensive plays that is really holding down the team and preventing them from reaching their potentials. Keda couldn't really find the doink. mizi sending it off the backboard, but it's gonna be bouncing right toward the midfield. It's gonna be Dred going for a solo play of the corner. Now Keda is able to beat the last player in that challenge. Or maybe not the last one, but he's still able to beat nearly everybody toward those aerials. Juusk almost found the net. Dred sending it high again. And mizi clearing it away. Juusk sending it off the wall again. Anthony, not a lot of boost to work with. And they are forced to retreat all the way back, as that could possibly let another opportunity for Spricer Esports to strike once again. Keda, again, he's just beating everybody in those aerials. He's way ahead of everybody else, and Anthony with a shot nearly on net. It's gonna be bouncing off the post, and just sending it all the way back to Dred. They're still having their pressure though, and it's gonna be bouncing off the crossbar, yet it's still staying there, and Juusk finish it off as OnlyTheFamilly. They get their lead back, and I think that was a really awkward bounce, and you can't really blame them for not really making that read. But it seems like they still got outpaced from that booming clear, which happened from the orange side. And you know, yeah, a lot of shots were coming in. They didn't really go inside of the net, but they still need to step up their defensive plays. And speaking of stepping up the defensive plays, almost an open net goal here, but it's gonna be bouncing all the way out. And mizi, really good center. Keda with a shot, and mizi with a bump on the last defender, and there you go, we have a tied up game. Like, Spricer Esports, they're using their opponent's strategy right now. That was really impressive. So he gets the pass and also gets the bump, as he, you know, he had some of the momentum to keep going. And Spricer Esports, they're not really letting go, even though it has been a lot of back and forth and a lot of inconsistencies going on in the defense, but they're still able to hold very strongly, and thanks to good offense. mizi with a shot on net. Keda couldn't really find that touch to secure it. Now Juusk getting completely demolished. Now Nek leaving it to Keda. That's gonna give them a lot of time, and Keda, it's definitely a scary thing seeing Keda going for these aerial shots, knowing that he's probably gonna beat everybody there, and Anthony pitching the ball away. and we're not gonna see any denial of an overtime unless something happens right now. The last 10 seconds. Keda looking forward to making his play. Ball is still alive. Keda not really getting the 50, but we're gonna go to an overtime here in game 2, and that is a very interesting approach we're seeing from Spricer Esports. They're getting these um, offensive pressure. They're getting those bumps as well, which is something that we really haven't seen before. But a really interesting passing play here, but it's gonna be dying really fast. And Nek with a crucial moment, and mizi with a clutch save. I have no idea how he could get that read, but Dred denying that hope, where it looked like, yeah, they finally got that clear, but Dred just sent them back to the reality, and we have a tied up series here, 1-1, and only the family, they still managed to get that win, even though it seems to be a little bit shaky, but they still managed to find their ways, and Spricer Esports, again, they're looking really good defensively, but once they're going to be defending, this is where a lot of mistakes going to be coming in. A lot of whiffs coming from the defenders besides, yeah, like, yeah, maybe one of the players couldn't really find his footing or something, like maybe couldn't really rotate in time because of the boost, but a lot of mechanical whiffs and mechanical mistakes, I would say, happening from Spricer Esports. So once they fix that, I think they could reach their potentials, but only the family again, they're applying the pressure non-stop until the defense will break down. And the only way to find out who's gonna win is just, start game 3. And can Spricer Esports have their momentum back, or it's gonna be only the family? And we're gonna start almost with a double tap here, but it's gonna be cleared away now. Keda sending it off to the other side, but looking for another touch. Can't really find that. And now mizi again trying to clear it away. Every time they shoot the ball somewhere else, it's always going to be followed up by somebody from only the family. And Keda with a pass to mizi. mizi with a shot on net. Anthony, he's still able to get the save. And everybody seems to be attacking. And there you go. With a 1-goal lead for only the family. Maybe they need to be a little bit more cautious about these offensive plays. Yeah, they're looking extremely good. They're able to have their pressure. They're able to have their passing plays. But there's one thing that you shouldn't really forget about, which is the defensive rotation. You always want to make sure to have a player in the back. Otherwise, yeah, no matter how many times you could score, as long as you can't defend, well, you're going to have a hard time maintaining that lead. Keda getting beat to the ball, and everybody gets beat to that. Anthony coming in with an insane placement, sending it far post, and it seems like that was a little bit too fast. mizi, he tried to pre-flip on that, but still couldn't really reach the ball, and the lead gets extended right now. Only the family, they go up by 2. And it seems like it's already a high-scoring game. For only the family, they managed to score 2 goals very, very quickly. Juusk sending it to the backboard, but again, it's gonna be cleared away by mizi. Reading that very well and not really letting them to have their own backward plays. Anthony again sends it high. mizi getting completely demolished. That's gonna be 2 players only in the defense. Dred. Juusk near the wall, but it's gonna be taken over by Nek, and Anthony again sending it back to Juusk. Couldn't really find any passing play, and Dred. And those demos are just happening right now, so yeah, like sometimes they stop for like couple of maybe couple of minutes, or maybe even it takes a game or 2, but then it just only the family, they decide to play just like how they always do it, and they go for these demos, they go for the bumps, but they still need to be careful not to throw themselves out of position, because they struggled a lot in the defense earlier, and that's something they shouldn't really do here, because they're kind of having their offensive plays right now. They got 2 goals lead. Yeah, they can still go for the demos, but doing them over and over again could be extremely difficult to keep up with. And Juusk is able to send it away. mizi, not the best 50. And another demo comes in. Not really seeing them creating the space that they're looking for, as they all seem to happen like against some player who is just trying to rotate back. And it's still raining shots here for the boys in blue. Keda dropping it down, but it's gonna be followed by Juusk once again. And Dred, he's still able to get the demo. And it seems like nobody's able to rotate at this point. Dred or Anthony, they're always gonna be chasing them. mizi finally breaking through. And really good 50. Nick, he's able to finish it off. And there you go with one of the boards for them. It's still possible, but again, once they manage to break through, they manage to have an offensive play. Everybody seems to be overcommitted from these offensive plays. Maybe they were a little bit too focused on these demos, but they still have the lead. And possibly the momentum because they start with early goals. And there you go. Juusk is able to get a goal right away. And a few seconds after the kickoff, it gets the read of 2 bounces. First, I believe it was from the ceiling, then it was from the wall. And he's able to place it perfectly. And 2 goals lead for OnlyTheFamilly once again. And Keda with an interesting 50. Anthony sending it high. Nick dropping it down, but nobody's there to follow it. Set for Anthony. And the shot comes in. And mizi, he's still able to clear it. That was nearly all the way in. But they still managed to clear it away as it just stayed in front of the goal line. And 1 minute left right now. Might be possible for Spricer Esports. But it all comes down to how many chances they're getting to break through from defense to offense. We're not really seeing any of that. I've seen them spending a lot of time defending in this game. They have struggled in the defense earlier, but I think in this game it's kind of getting worse because if they're having less goals, then they're probably struggling with the defense because you can't really have good offense without good defense. And mizi with a solo play gonna be sent back to Keda. Keda, really good shot there, and Nick with a follow, but again it's gonna be on the post and still not gonna go in. Anthony sending it to the corner, and Keda, this time he's gonna be the one getting the demo. You wonder if that's gonna create the perfect space for them. Keda, he's still able to get a very unpredictable touch. And a little bit of chaos coming in from the defense of Spricer. But 2-1 in the Seas, and you know, that was a very interesting game. Like, we have seen a whole shift in momentum from Spricer Esports to OnlyTheFamilly. Like, the first game, everything looked good about Spricer, but later on, it was 1 goal game. And then, like, once they lose that, it just, in the next game, they concede like 2 goals from the beginning, and I think that created some kind of pressure on Spricer. Like, we're down by 2, and we don't have a fresh game. Like, we went down by 2, and now we have to keep scoring in order to tie it up. They got 1, but it was immediately denied by Juusk, like, after that kickoff. And again, the defense is struggling for Spricer, so this is like an alarming moment for them. And OnlyTheFamilly, they're able to get the demos back, so maybe you haven't seen that in the first game, but they're happening right now. And you know, for OnlyTheFamilly, I think that's definitely a good sign for them because they're feeling really comfortable to go for these plays and feeling extremely confident. But Spricer, they really need to find a way to shut them down. They did very well in game 1, and they need to have the same kind of performance. Now Juusk with a solo play, or deciding to pass it to Dred. Dred with a little bit of an accurate play, but still trying to gain some control. Keda getting completely demolished by Dred, not really allowing him to have any space. Keda with a pass to Nick. Nick with a shot, and they are coming back with another passing play. Spricer coming in with another banger of a play. Keda, instead of going for the shot, deciding to go for that pass, seeing his teammate upfield, and he just decides to pass it to him right away. And Nick with a powerful shot on net. And we're gonna start the game with an early lead for Spricer. And I'm not sure what is going on here. A little bit of chaos, and Anthony seems to be always there once he sees the defense is struggling. mizi, I think he tried to clear it, but still bounced off the corner, like off the post, and it just stayed there. They got the save, but the ball is still standing in front of the goal line. And that one goal lead doesn't really last long for Spricer. It's like, yeah, it looked like it was the perfect start for them, but that got denied so quickly. Yeah, it's still a tied up game, but I think start is very important. And there you go, Keda. Such a good dunk here. Neck. Maybe sending it here, it was a little bit weak, like maybe it wasn't really the perfect pass, but Keda is still able to win that 50 and force the ball to go all the way in. And the lead goes back for Spricer. And as I was speaking about, yeah, maybe that great start for them didn't last long, but they're still able to kick back. And the defense, that's the most crucial part. And Anthony, once again, just punishing those misplays in the defense. Just really good pass here, like just aiming that. It was very close toward Neck, and he aimed that like perfectly not to bounce off his car to go in any other direction. And Anthony was so quick to follow it up. And it's sort of like every time Spricer gonna be scoring, just give it a few seconds later, and we're gonna see another goal comes in from OnlyTheFamilly, and they're able to tie up the game. mizi deciding to go for a pass for Keda. But it's gonna be Neck, and it's gonna be bouncing awkwardly here. Keda applying the pressure. Juusk sending it high. It's gonna be followed by Dred, and mizi is still able to get the touch near the wall to send it all the way back. But it's gonna be OnlyTheFamilly. They're still breaking through. Juusk dropping it down. Anthony is still able to beat that challenger. And it seems like OnlyTheFamilly, once again, they are able to show up in every clear that Spricer they're coming with. They send it to the walls, or they send it to any side of the field. And there's always an orange car waiting for that ball to be hitting the ground or just going straight into them. And big accidental team up here, but it's not going to be that much of a crucial moment. And still halfway through, and we're having a tied up game. It's kind of looking similar to how it was in the second game. And I believe it was 4-3. That was like the final result. And Dred going for that backward read, but we can see a really good clear, and Juusk couldn't really find the net. And Keda getting the demo here. mizi, a lot of time. He goes for a musty, but it's still gonna be bouncing off the backboard, but Dred, he's still able to get the block in the last few seconds. Seems like, yeah, they're having offensive plays, but it's just the execution doesn't really seem to be perfect. Yeah, they're having the pressure, they're having their chances, but it seems like they can't really make the most out of that. They're still having plenty of those chances. Keda going for a solo play off the wall. Can't really find a powerful shot. Anthony sending it back to the blue side, and Juusk once again. Dred couldn't really get the read. And now Dred nearly getting in the way, but it's gonna be Neck going for a solo play. Could be going for a Doomsday Dish, or it's gonna be a passing play. But again, OnlyTheFamilly, they're able to predict almost every play that's gonna be coming from the offensive side from Spricer right now, with the last minute in game 3. No, excuse me, I think it's game 4, but we're still gonna have a tied up game, and they're not really trying to make any kind of risky play. and especially for Spricer. They struggled a lot in the defense, and they're still doing the same, but they're able to hold up very strongly. And look at that play from Keda, going for a solo play. And we still get to see mizi easy having an assist in that, even though it seems like maybe a little bit of a delayed pass. But that was a really good way to clear it away. And Keda, he was able to help with the transition, and also when it comes to going at the lead. 30 seconds left right now. You really wonder if that's going to be enough for Spricer to hold into the lead, or only the family. They could be finding their ways once again. And you know, there is a high chance if we get to see a mistake, it's going to be Anthony getting the goal. Final 10 seconds. The defense seems to be a little bit sluggish, but they're still able to get the clear. And I think that's going to be a safe moment for them. They just need to kill the ball. And it's going to be dropping down 2-2 in the series. And we're going to go to a game 5. After, like, yeah, like this game was very close. Spricer, I think they have really good passing plays. They had maybe more of those offensive opportunities, but it's just the defense that is a little bit of a problematic thing for a Spricer. But it seems like they're not alone here. Also, only the family, they're kind of struggling in the defense too, which is something that I'm not really used to seeing. Yeah, they're like sometimes they would have a little bit of mispositioning every now and then, but it's never crucial. Like, yeah, they would concede a goal or two, but they would never lose games just because of that. And right now, I think it's gonna be anyone's game. I think Spricer and only the family. I think both they're having the same struggles, and they're also having really good defensive plays. But it all comes down to um, the creativity. I think Spricer, they're mainly focusing on passing plays, while only the family, they're going for demos, and also they're going for backboard centers. And mizi trying to force a 50, trying to keep the ball there as much as possible. And now mizi taking over. Could be going for another pass, but it's gonna be denied very quickly, and they couldn't really stop that one, as Anthony getting a really powerful shot right from the midfield. And I think it had the perfect amount of power to go in. Like, yeah, it wasn't really that powerful, but maybe if that was a little bit slower, like if you want to look at the last defender from the blue side, they were too close to get the clear, but they still failed to do so. And we get to see a similar mistake as they had earlier, where everybody seemed to be a little bit overcommitted in the offense. Yeah, they're having their passing plays, but they still need to have third man in the back, expecting the worst to happen, where it's gonna be a bad 50 or maybe a booming clear. Nick, really good read to keep that one away, to hold it to say as a 1-goal game. And Dred getting a demo the last defender. Anthony, his shot getting immediately blocked, and Juusk sending it off to the wall. Now Dred with a shot back on net, and there you go, with 2 goals lead. They tried to clear it, but once again, only the family, they're able to show up right to where the ball is going to go at. And this is something that they struggled with in the earlier game. Didn't really cost them goals there, but right now it definitely did. And they have to be careful where they can be clearing the ball to, because only the family, they seem to be perfectly positioned. Where is the ball going to go at once they get the clear or get the save? And almost only the family, like, they get their signature play, but it's not going to go in, as Keda tries to make a play in the midfield, and Juusk sending it high. It's a little bit of an awkward moment, and everybody ends up missing. mizi with a shot, still not going to go on net, and not even with a follow-up. Everybody's just missing their shots. But for Spricer, they're down by 2. They need to make something happen. This is game 5, and we're not going to have any other chance. Keda, a bit of mistiming. mizi, a bit of a mistouch. But nearly an own goal here, but that's still not gonna go in as Juusk wins a very interesting 50 to continue the pressure on, and Keda with a shot on net. Dred, he's able gonna save it, and Anthony trying to clear it away. Keda to his own wall, and they're trying to control to the defense just a little bit so they could find ways to get across the midfield because again, only the family, they're not really letting them have any of those boom and clears, and I think that's what's really needed the most for Spricer. They need something quick to work with, like just boom the ball and have somebody to be reading that very well. And really good passing play coming from Juusk and Anthony. It gets blocked, but still we get to see a follow up as a 50, and that's a very interesting play. Like, yeah, maybe it wasn't really like the cleanest hit, but hey, it just caught everybody off guard in the defense, and somebody had to rest back. Of course, they're not going to be getting the cleanest hit or touch on the ball, and 3 goals lead with 1 minute and a half remaining. And if it wasn't possible before, how is it gonna be possible now? Because not a lot of time remaining, not a lot of boost for Keda. But again, it seems like Spricer, they're trying to push all the way upfield, all of them. They're just that desperate for at least 1 goal to keep the hopes alive. Only the family, they're just holding very strongly. Neck, really good save to keep it away for now. 1 minute remaining, and I think this is where the nerves gonna be getting a little bit worse because they have to do something very quick. And again, only the family controlling the pace, going for the demos, going for the clears, just denying everything that's gonna be offered from Spricer, but they're not gonna be blocking this one at all. Neck and Keda, they show up in that play. And Nick, really good read of the ceiling. Like, yeah, it was a little bit of a mistouch, but he was in the right position to get that follow-up, and 2 more goals needed. It's not a lot of time remaining, so it's gonna be a difficult mission here for Spricer to stay alive. And everybody looking a little bit awkward in the defense, but mizi trying to control it here, but it's not gonna be that much of a big play. Neck trying to get there as fast as possible. He gets a touch, but it's gonna be a little bit too weak. And Keda, this time he's gonna be blocked in the air. He used to be winning those aerials, but this time, only the family. They're going for every ball, denying every chance left and right. And there you go, the final seconds of this game, and the victory goes to only the family. They managed to redeem themselves from the first series they played in. They went against Spricer Esports like 3-2. I don't think Spricer Esports did that bad. Like, yeah, like against Renegades, like they didn't really have any play at all. This time they had defensive plays, but still that didn't really seem to be enough as they struggled defensively once again. A lot of whiffs, a lot of panicking plays, mispositioning, and it's like a lot of combinations of those misplays that could happen in the defense. But what I really like is those offensive plays. I think there's still some kind of an improvement for Spricer. I think we still need to give them like maybe more chances. How they're gonna be performing like, because it looked much better than how they did last time. And only the family, they did the same thing. They also had a bit of an improvement. Like, yeah, it wasn't that much of an easy win for them. As Spricer, they managed to send it to game 5, but GG's and well played. Only the family. They managed to pull it off once again with those demos, with those pressuring plays, and they get the victory. So GG's well played. As we're gonna be